am in Europe right now, and I wanted to show you the difference between going to the supermarket in America and going to the supermarket in Europe. The biggest difference so far is that here we walk to the supermarket and we only buy whatever we can carry. I know a lot of my viewers are American and a lot of them have considered at some point moving to Europe. If you want to know what it's like, this is it. The very first thing you see when you walk into the supermarket is like the breads area, the cheeses, the fresh produce, fresh fish and fresh meat. These are the most important things. This is usually like 50% of the supermarket. It's like a big area for this because that's what people eat the most. And then we've got these aisles where we're gonna start, which is all the like more grocery items. So I'm gonna make my way through every aisle all the way to the fresh stuff at the end. This is the cookie biscuit aisle. So you will see that a lot of things here are in Spanish. And then when you go to the cheeses, it's French and Italian. You can literally buy stuff from every European country in one supermarket, which is kind of incredible. So, cookies. Any cookie here is a good cookie, even if it's cheap. Like, even if you get like a 99-cent, okay, maybe not this one. I'll tell you which ones I used to eat growing up with strawberry on it. My favorite part is here, the biscuits are very buttery. It's so good. Now we've got wafers. Wafers is huge in Europe. My favorite ones, these. I think these might actually be an American brand. Imagine if it says here made in Ohio, made in Italy. So this is my favorite brand. I love these. The wafers at Walmart just don't hit the same. It just doesn't. Now there's like the Americanification of Europe. They make peanut butter wafers. Never seen that. That's new. And usually you get the same thing in many different brands and all of them are good usually because there's a lot more regulation with food here. This brand, every time you see it, buy it. This is called Milka and they make basically every European chocolate. The best European chocolate. This brand, they don't need to pay me. I'll sell my soul for anything that they make. They make chocolate, they make cookies, they make ice cream, they make milk. It's called Milka. So when you see that cow logo, buy it. These are insane. I'm gonna bring the white chocolate ones. This is the ones I used to sometimes bring to school. I'm gonna bring one of those. This is only €2.50? €2.50. And this is like a bougie brand. Maybe I want this one too. Oh. It's so difficult. This is just the first aisle. A huge thing in Portugal is the Maria crackers. I think this is popular in South America as well. It's like a thing. I personally don't see the appeal, but if I'm ever 85 years old and I don't have teeth, I'll probably soak them up in milk and eat them when I lose my taste buds maybe, because there's no flavor in it. There's also American things like these ice jams. I'm sure this isn't like an American brand. It's more common now these days, but it didn't used to always be like that. People sometimes have this idea that in Europe everything's like tiny, which is generally correct, but also if you come to a big supermarket, I mean, you can get big stuff. We also eat a whole lot of cookies. Anything Kinder, anything Nutella is always a good purchase in Europe. You can get this at Walmart. Oh, these are so good. Italian cookies, something about Italian cookies just hits different, and they always make it in every flavor. Look at this, hazelnut, strawberry cheesecake Oreos? Why is this giving American products more than American products in America? The combination of a classic Italian biscuit with a cheesecake Oreo is giving me whiplash. I always make this joke and now it's real. They have remix Oreos? I'm gonna bring these, by the way. Remix? That's 2 Oreo flavors in one. So we have caramel and vanilla. It's double filled with 2 different flavors. We don't have this technology in America. Raspberry vanilla? Birthday cake? This is not the Europe that I grew up in. They're on some 3D chess here. By the way, in Europe you can also buy these Kinder cards and you can actually use this as payments. When people insert it in the ATM thing to pay for your groceries, your electricity bill, you can actually use a Kinder card. You can also eat it. We have a lot of chocolate chip cookies as well. A Milka Oreo collaboration? No, because this is coming with me. It's like a Milka chocolate cookie with an Oreo. It's filling up too much. It's like all my favorite things. Oh my god, this Milka brand, I swear, this is the death of me. This is the diabetification of Raphael Gomes. Once again, a lot of American brands. I don't want people to get the wrong idea of Europe, like we're just eating baguettes and cheese. In this aisle, there's more variety than the whole of Walmart. I didn't know that either. I knew it was gonna be varied, but the variety is variety. How do I begin to explain this to American people? In Europe, people love to transform donuts into cookies. Let me introduce to you the donut cookie. It's a donut, but it's crunchy. It looks like a donut. And trust me, if you think this is like one brand that does it, there's a whole selection. There's salted caramel donut cookies. I feel like I need to bring one of these to America. I'm gonna have to go through immigration and they're gonna be like, explain the donut cookie. Because they want it, not because it's illegal. There's the strawberry one. There's salted caramel. I think I'm gonna bring the salted caramel donut cookie. This is one of the spiciest cookie aisles you've ever seen, or biscuit aisles, whatever you call it. Honestly, this is kind of a battle of supermarkets. In this very beginning, Europe is taking it. When people think of a Mediterranean diet, this is not exactly what you have in mind, but you know what? This is what I'm eating. This is new. I never realized they also have the brand Oro Wheat, which this is an American brand. I've seen this at Walmart. Once in a while you will find things that are from other places, but this is actually in Portuguese. This is sunflower pumpkin seed bread. Sliced bread here, it's not very popular. This is not the standard. Nobody buys this. This is €2 and it's just too expensive. Like, bread here should cost cents, not euros. You can see people are not buying this. It's fully stocked because this is just not a thing. But one thing that I do think it's fascinating is we have no crust bread. I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of think it's amazing, kind of think it's terrifying. There are a lot of sliced breads, but I generally don't think it's like the standard. The standard is you go to the bakery every day and you buy fresh bread. This is like a toasty kind of situation from my personal experience. Other than the sliced bread, one thing that they do have here is these milk breads, these little cakes, like soft cakes. This is very popular, especially for kids. This is what kids eat here. They make these with like chocolate chips in it. This stuff is very popular. This doesn't even taste like real bread or real chocolate, but this is like the equivalent of like junk snacking in here. Pastries are so popular that they even make like long shelf like croissants and things like that. And then there's these filled with chocolate, filled with vanilla. Look at this. And these last for ages, which is great. They don't taste fresh, but they're still pretty good. They're still probably better than most fresh croissants that you can buy at an American supermarket. So I'm gonna bring the chocolate one. If this is just junk food, but I'm healing my inner child. That's what's happening. We have brownies as well, apparently. This brand Milka, I'm telling you, you're gonna see a lot of them. They cover everything. You can buy macaroons. I've never seen this. Literally €3 for macaroons. Every flavor, chocolate, lemon, raspberry. A macaroon pre-packaged. I've never seen that. I'm gonna bring a raspberry macaroon. You know what? I want the fancy ones. No, wait. $1.99 seems more like it. This Milka brand, you're gonna see a lot of them. They make everything. If you've thought about it, if it's got chocolate in it, it's between Milka and Kinder here. It's the battle of the chocolate makers. I think we have these in America as well, but here, usually you get, it comes in like all different sizes. Quick snack, afternoon snack, and calories don't count. Cheat day. What people think of like French patisserie, like expensive stuff, they just make it pre-packaged here as well because it's so popular. They're like, you gotta be able to have one of these in the pantry. You can buy these little madeleines with chocolate pre-packaged. So we've got the regular donuts, pre-packaged as well. And then you got the American one. The only difference, the American one is covered in sugar. Americans love sugar. Americans love chocolate. So this is your American donut. They do use American here as like a novelty thing. I know this video has been me talking about milk and chocolate for 20 minutes non-stop. Let me carry on. Let me add on a bubbly caramel Milka, a chocolate jelly. When people tell you that there's no fun stuff in Europe, when you see those TikToks of people eating a baguette and crying, both can be true. We did the baguette yesterday on a Friday. On a Saturday, we go all out with chocolate jelly Milka. And this one, this is the European s'mores. They built the s'more into the chocolate. How could I not bring this? This is a whole thing of Milka. If we can get Milka in America, this is gonna make me look like a clown, but I'm pretty sure Milka is a strictly European brand. And I'm gonna say this, and this is a safe space, so nobody even dare be mad. Cereal in Europe is so boring. There's two options. Do you want the brown or the yellow? The brown is like the chocolatey stuff. The yellow is the yellow stuff. I can't even describe it because it's so boring. It's corn, wheat, oat, anything that literally sounds like you're sick. That's what cereal is like here. I wish I could be nicer about the cereal in Europe, but it's just boring. The technology, a lot of food colorings here are banned. It's really strange. There's no blue cereal, for example. There's no pink cereal. There's no rainbow cereal. I don't think it's actually allowed to be put into cereal, which is so disappointing. You get a lot of stuff like this. You know, if you're healthy, like this is great. There's not as many options. I mean, I'm going to show you everything. So you just get like blends of seeds and oats and things like that. How many ways can you guys blend oats? They're like, we got the coarse, we got the thin, we got the in-between, freeze-dried oat, roasted oat, deep-fried oat. You know what? Now I'm just saying delicious things. This would be considered a spicy cereal here because it's got these little nuggets of milk, and then it's almonds and cornflakes. This is really popular in England because Europe is quite small. Often you see a blend of different things from different countries. Don't be shocked if you see items from England mixed with items from Turkey. Is Turkey in Europe? Honestly, is it? I personally prefer the cereal in America. I love the variety. I love that milk with cereal is an event at an American supermarket. I'm like, give me the collaborations, give me the rainbows, give me the birthday cakes. I want all of it. Then you've got the chocolate ones, which is, it's always crunchy. It's always like Cocoa Puffs. There's a million brands here, and the prices are actually really good because there's so much of the same thing. It actually drives the prices down. I do find cereal cheaper here than in America. Cereal here goes for like 3 to 5 euros. Oh, you will not find the same size boxes as American cereal. I don't know why, it's just not a thing here. This is really interesting, but in Europe, the cereals, because sometimes people are like, is this healthy, is this not healthy? So they get a rating on how healthy they are. An A would be really healthy. A C, it's like, you can eat it once in a while. An E, that's what we call the American aisle here. This is basically the Cinnamon Toast Crunch of Europe. I think they might be the same product. I think we should bring it and compare it. That will be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna bring this just for the fact that I want to compare it with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, it's literally the same logo as Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's the same creepy 3D, hire the designer from Fiverr aesthetic, so it must be the same. And don't even get me started on the cereal bars. It's a whole thing here. People love a good cereal bar. People love to take a cereal bar with you to work or to whatever, because it's not as socially accepted here to like be sitting on your own eating a meal, unless it's like a proper restaurant. People snack on things like this because you can kind of just eat in your car. This is the candy and the chocolate aisle. So if I died with all those Milkas, let me show you, there's even more options. No, because you don't understand the selection. This is quite something. This is as proud as I've ever been to being European. Are you kidding me? We made that. We made all of this. My ancestors, they better be resting on the other side with a hot drink and a nice blanket, because they did that. Now imagine this is a brand from Ohio. Is it? Let me check. Brands here also do collaborations, so we've got a Chips Ahoy Milka or like an Oreo one. I'm not gonna lie, the Oreo one. The Oreo one, it's the best chocolate ever. This to me is the greatest chocolate ever. And this does not taste like Hershey's. I can't even talk about this. You know what? I was having such a nice day, I'm not gonna ruin it. We're gonna pretend like Hershey's doesn't exist. The second biggest brand of chocolate in Europe is definitely Lindt, which we also have in America, but it's very popular here. Then we've got the British chocolate, like the Milky Bars. Those are popular as well, all throughout Europe. Let me see where this is made. Madrid and Portugal and the UK. Am I just reading the languages? No, I think this might be made in Spain. There's also like American chocolate. I believe this is British chocolate. This is very popular in England. They said remix, honestly. This is like those Oreos, the remix Oreos, but for European countries. The Lindt chocolate here, there's probably more variety than in America. So you've got hazelnut, you've got crispy, we've got milk one, and then you've got the fruity one. So you've got strawberry, lemon, cranberry, almond, and hazelnut. Okay, now you're just making things up. Chili? A chili chocolate? I'm taking it. You're taking it. This is taking it. European brands, it's like times 50 the variety of those brands in America. Even though we have this, we don't have this. Ferrero and Raphael are huge brands here, so you'll find them in chocolate, you'll find them in ice cream, you'll find them in cereal, I think, as well. You'll find a lot of Ferrero stuff. People just love Ferrero. In America, it's kind of like the Ferrero Rocher is popular, not this. I've actually never tried any of these. You know what? I'm going to say something controversial yet brave. Raffaellos don't get from me. And that is literally my name. It might have been also that every single Christmas or birthday people just give me Raffaellos, and I'm like, I never said I liked it. This is my official announcement. I don't like it, in fact. So for candy, we've got the American brands, we've got Kit Kat, we've got Reese's. There's actually quite a lot of selection of Reese's. They have Reese's Easter Bunny, even though this is probably 8 months old now, and it's made in Mexico. Funny how the world works. This is pretty horrifying. I don't know what this is all about. Oh, sorry, I just got sidetracked. A Milka pancake topping. I told you, these Milka people, what do they not make? This used to be my favorite thing when I was growing up. It's chocolate umbrellas. So the whole umbrella is made of chocolate. This would be the equivalent of the European candy cane, except it's just chocolate on the inside. This is popular in most European countries. Like if you ask anybody, they're like, oh yeah, I used to eat those. So there's like many brands of them. And they even make miniature Peppa Pig ones. Not the Peppa Pig umbrellas. The American capitalism entering Europe in real time. When I saw the Peppa Pig chocolate umbrellas, that was the moment I knew. The Kinder section is all that matters when it comes to candy here. I'm sorry Americans, but we can actually buy Kinder eggs. But you guys can buy guns at Walmart. So each to their own, different kind of surprises inside. Sorry for making things awkward. The Kinder section is huge. We've literally got different types of Kinder eggs. Hippos, which are my favorite thing ever. There's this crunchy like hippos. A crunchy hippo filled with milk. It's just so good. But my personal favorites, and I know we have these in America, but no, the white chocolate ones. The white chocolate choco ones. Are you kidding me? I'm like, double tap, double like, save, comment, like, subscribe. I can. Maybe I need to reconsider this whole being American era of my life. Wow, I got goosebumps. These are really popular here as well. Kinder Bueno is popular. Everything comes in white and the dark version. There's just so much variety. There's Easter eggs. I don't know what's with Easter eggs here. It's not Easter. We're close to the next Easter than we were from the previous one. I don't understand. Dear Americans, I have gathered us here today to make you a peace offering. This is a Kinder egg. So if you've never seen a Kinder egg, this is what it looks like. I would kind of open it here. My mom would let me open stuff at the supermarket when I was little, if I was really hungry. I don't think a Kinder egg would count, but I don't think I will, because I don't want to be kicked out. And then we've got a Kinder Joy. So these exist in America, which it doesn't make any sense. Why can you have this and you can't have this? I don't get it. This one is a creamy version. So this is a summer Kinder egg, because stuff melts in the summer. This is a winter Kinder egg. It's true. This is the way, like if you live in Europe, you know. These melt in the summer, so nobody buys these. At cafes, restaurants, people just don't buy this. This is already melted, so they invented a summer one so it would stop melting. So you eat this one with a spoon. It's pretty smart if you think about it. Should I bring one of these to America and risk being deported? If it's ever been worth it, I'm gonna bring it. There's actually a toy on the inside. I need to show you this. We need to pay for this, and then I'm gonna show you what a Kinder egg looks like on the inside if you've never seen one. It's so fun. Then we've got the gummy section, which is pretty big. There's just so many varieties of gummies. People love gummies here. Like this is huge. Like I want you guys to see that we have a lot of variety here. All of this is gummies. There's still more. There's gum there and candy, hard candy. There's a lot. There is candy in Europe. Look at us. We're not eating smoked pork ham for breakfast. There's probably a gummy version of a pork smoked ham. My favorite gummies in Europe are these. These are 100% Portuguese gummies. They're like bricks, and the inside is creamy, almost like a milky gummy cream, and then the outside is like raspberry, kind of like berry, and it's sour, and it's the creaminess and the sweetness with the sour on the outside. Then these are so good. I think these are popular in other European countries as well, because I used to have these in England all the time when I lived in England. And they're fat-free and gluten-free. They're also 100% sugar. That's why they're gluten-free and fat-free. I'm not joking, they probably are 100% sugar. Ingredients, azúcar. That makes perfect sense. These are so good. They're crunchy on the outside, so when you bite into it, and then soft in the center. This is a lot for me to process. So European brands that also exist in America, just like I said, have more options here. So for example, Werther's Original, which is a German brand. In America, I think we have the regular one and the sugar-free. Not here. Here, you've got this one, filled, sugar-free, the classic one, the cappuccino version, and the soft toffee version. Are you kidding me? A filled Werther's. Filled with what? Caramel? This is a sugar-free cappuccino one. So just more options for the European stuff. But this is basically the candy section. For the baking section, you basically just get a lot of different varieties of flour. When it comes to like pre-made mixes, This is the only two brands for pancake mixes, for example. In this giant supermarket, there's two brands for pre-made pancakes. Because people just don't buy stuff like this, it's relatively new. As an example, if you want a pre-made pie crust, which is a really popular grocery ingredient in America, it doesn't exist here. You cannot buy a pre-made pie crust. Pre-made cakes, we've got these German, Austrian? I don't know, one of the two. We don't even know the difference ourselves. So, Spanish, Portuguese, Austrian, German, you know. It's the same as Ohio, Kentucky. No, but Kentucky is in Ohio. There was a comparison there. Pre-made cakes are not huge here, so this is the only pre-made cake in the whole supermarket. The rest is made fresh at the pastry section, which we're gonna get there. This is a big supermarket. I'm so glad this is turning out to be a positive experience for all of us. I'm about to show you the size of the pasta section at an European supermarket. It starts here. Still going. Not yet. How can you come up with these many creative ways to make pasta? I was about to show you different types of pasta, the ones that stand out to me. I don't have enough real estate in my body to carry this amount of pasta, but I need to show you something. They have flavored spaghetti. So this is a pesto infused spaghetti. So they put the pesto into the spaghetti. Wait, no, you thought that was crazy, but you were wrong actually. Because if you're not a pesto person, they also bake the mushroom into the spaghetti. This is spaghetti baked with mushroom. If you want something a little spicier, they blend spicy peppers. How could I not buy this? That's like the best idea. Why don't we just flavor the pasta? Black spaghetti. This one comes from Italy. So every single one of them comes from a different place. This is Portuguese pasta. You got different shapes. You got pasta for children, infused with vitamin D. Then you got the classic Italian stuff. Like this is probably like one of the most popular brands in Italy. This used to be my favorite shape of pasta when I was growing up. Just love bow tie pasta. Bow tie, it goes number 1, bow tie. Number 2, seashells. Number 3, nothing comes close to those two. Those are the best ones. Nothing against the Kraft mac and cheese shapes, but I mean, this is not a fair game. We're doing 3 colors, the flag of Italy in a twisty pasta shape. We gotta come up with something really quick, Kraft. We gotta come up with the Italian flag Kraft mac and cheese. This will be a thing, as it happens in my videos every single time. If you like pasta, I mean, there's so much of it. Pasta is cheap here as well, so it costs between €1 to €3 for the most expensive ones. Nothing past that, like pasta. Nothing past. There was a joke in here. In fact, if you buy spaghetti, you buy the one that costs 75 cents. This is 75 cents. It does the job. It's just pasta. No one's really like buying the Italian one because it tastes better. It's just pasta is pasta. You usually buy the cheapest one. One thing about Europeans, they will not spend more money than they have to, which is both admirable but also not fun. Olive oil. Olive oil is like tap water in Europe. I don't think you guys understand. It goes in everything. It goes in salads. It goes in cakes. If you arrive at a restaurant, they give you a little plate of olive oil and bread. It's like people breathe olive oil here. It's so popular. So I was expecting a lot of variety. Even expecting the olive oil aisle to be big, I did not expect it to be this big. This whole aisle from there all the way to there. It's olive oil. Every single bottle in here is olive oil. This is not wine. This is not the soda section. It's olive oil. This is me showing you the size of the olive oil aisle. I need you to understand. I need you to live this with me. Cries in olive oil, cries in European. I'm scared. The only place in Europe where you will be able to find Walmart-sized anything is the olive oil aisle. I'm about to show you something that's gonna blow your mind. This is not wine. This is not water. This is not alkaline water. This is olive oil. So the price for this is €28 and nothing here has tax in it. So this is the real price. Everything is taxed already. This is a $29 bottle of olive oil. And like, trust me, my grandma would go through one of these in like a week. Not a week, okay, I'm exaggerating. 2 weeks. Like, you do not understand. This is not petrol. This is olive oil. This is what they put in your car. This is the put in your gut. This is the fuel here. People are running on this. It's a lot. At Walmart, I think we also have like an international aisle. At least in my local Walmart, they kind of blend everything into one. There's Mexican products, European products, Asian products, all basically next to each other. Like, you'll find soy sauce next to tajin. one of the two. I'm about to be dragged for one and on the other. At Walmart, they combine everything. Here, they treat international foods like it's a festival. It's a whole different aisle. The aisles are lower, and it's a whole area just for international foods. So we've got Asia, which is this one. Then they've got Africa, Mexico, and Brazil. These are like really popular foods here when it comes to foreign food, and none for America, and none for Gretchen Wieners. Here we've got Indian food, for example, with like coconut milks, soy sauce. There, I think like sriracha stuff. It's pretty organized. The international aisles are always like that in Europe. They're very respectful of different identities of each country, which is great. So I'm going to show you the other ones as well. How do I even begin to explain that we have an Europe section at the international aisles? There's still a lot of European foods that are just not popular in other countries. So this is kind of where they put it. The ones that are like kind of niche. So like if you're from oh man, I'm so bad with this. If you're from France and you want a béarnaise sauce from specifically Tommy. See, this is in Polish, so something tells me that I was wrong about what I just said. It's very confusing here. Different languages, different countries, all very close to each other. But what if you want a ginger beer from Jamaica? Why is this in Europe? Are they right or am I wrong? I do find the international sections here endlessly better than in America, any supermarket. But the thing is here, there's probably less like actual specific supermarkets for each country outside of the big ones. So they kind of, it's all in one place. So we got Brazil here, we got Africa. I don't know what this is, but I know you eat it with your hands and it's really good. I've had it before. African food is very popular specifically here in Portugal because it's close geographically. So this is the Brazilian section, which is actually, I think the Brazilian section is like 3 aisles because Brazilian food, once again, very popular here as well. I've never seen this before. A sagu, grape flavored sagu. What the hell is that? Why do I want it? Why do I want to put it in my bubble tea? This is the Brazilian tapioca pearls. Brazilian people, please come through. What is this? Why have you been gatekeeping the most satisfying looking food of all time? I want a bathtub full of these. I want to just lie in it. They also make other colors and other flavors for it. So you got tapioca flours, a lot of corn stuff, corn flour, really popular in Brazil, cheese bread, which is incredible. Man, this is so organized. In America, this would be like an expensive supermarket, but in reality, this is just the equivalent of a Walmart here. Then we've got the Mexican section, which I'm sorry to anyone watching from Mexico. I know I have a lot of viewers from Mexico, and it's just tortillas. Because tortillas is not something that exists here, or anything even remotely close. All the bread is fluffy here, so a tortilla is something that people love here. These are all the brands of tortilla. This is probably more tortilla brands than in Mexico. So, and then there's sauces at the end, just that tiny little corner. But most of this, just tortillas, different types, corn, flour. There's tortillas here that Mexico doesn't even know exist yet. The international section here, next level. So this is the potato chips, or as they say here, the crisps aisle. Fun fact, you can buy a tiny little Pringles. Sometimes they even make smaller than this. I've seen that. In general, this area here, like just this little bit here, this is like the Doritos and like the more flavored ones. The flavors are not very spicy, not very crazy. Everything's very plain. There's no flaming hot. Flaming hot, the red stuff, is banned here. You will not find it anywhere. You can zoom in all you want, you won't find it. It's illegal here to eat Flaming Hot Cheetos. Honestly, would I exchange a Kinder Egg for a Flaming Hot Cheeto? I'm sorry, Kinder, but I absolutely would. This is why I can never be trusted. I would sell my soul for a bag of Flaming Hot Cheetos. The more American, like Doritos brands are here, and they're very small, and then the rest, all the way to the end, emphasize all the way to the end, it's plain potato chips. People just love plain potato chips. There's a million brands of it. Just salted, sometimes not even salted. When people make fun of Europeans' lack of seasoning, are they wrong? This is the European Flaming Hot Cheetos. They made the bag red, but in reality, it's ketchup flavor, ketchup and cheese, no spiciness. That's it. That's a Flaming Hot Cheeto here, basically. They also make like the puffed up cheese ones, but this would be the equivalent of a Flaming Hot. It's just people don't like spicy stuff here as much. We need someone to come here and demand spicy food. Definitely taking these just to compare it in America with the American ones, I want to compare the ingredients because the ingredients list here is a quick grocery list sized text. In America, this would be the Bible or the Cheesecake Factory menu, which are about the same lane. These are my favorite flavored potato chips of all time, other than Flamin' Hot Cheetos. The ketchup ones. First of all, let me put in the cart before it escapes. Second of all, it's tangy, it's soury, it's sweet, it's not spicy. We're in Europe, but it's so good. And now my favorite one, this is really popular in Portugal and Spain. Maybe other European countries eat this as well. This is a prosciutto flavored crisps. And if you think this is like a novelty item, no. There's about 30 varieties of this. It's so popular here. I gotta bring this to America. No immigration keeping these just for themselves. Now this whole thing behind me is plain flavored potato chips. That's it. I always tell you guys stuff is more plain here, and while we've seen there's a lot of variety, certain items people like what they like. It is the way it is, it's the way it's always been, and it's the way it's gonna go forward. These are olive oil cooked potato chips. You have them in different brands, but you also have them in different shapes. These are sticks, still plain, still salted potato chips. The world of unflavored crunchiness. I'm not gonna lie, I spent too long in America. This doesn't, I can't eat that. I gotta put me first. This doesn't even register for me. Like I look at it, bags of oxygen. Maybe the olive oil ones. This is the soda aisle, like the fizzy drink kind of aisle. What else do people call it? That stuff that's gonna clog up your intestines and take 10 years from your life. And I love it. Take more if you can. If you give me a sugar-free version of any of these, take a year of my life and I'll drink them all. There's refrigerated stuff mixed with the other stuff, but this is not the biggest aisle because people prefer juices, actual juice, like fresh juice here, and that's separate. But Red Bull is an European brand. Red Bull even makes their miniature fridges for the aisles. Like, how do you even open this? We need this technology in America. I need one of these in my bedroom. $149, I'll take it. Because Red Bull is an European brand, it's so much better in Europe. First of all, it's my opinion, the regular Red Bull tastes better in Europe, but they have more flavors, and each flavor has a sugar-free version, which I always prefer sugar-free sodas. It's so much better, because I like to drink them endlessly. I don't need that sugar rush, I just need the caffeine. They have an acai flavored, a purple Red Bull. These are so good, every single one of these. I'm never gonna put them back, because I want to take them with me. If I knew for a fact that these wouldn't explode and ruin my luggage, I would bring so many of these. I'm gonna bring 2 of these. 2 containers of them. So they have the regular sugar-free one that we have in America, but then they have the summer editions, which is Juneberry. This is apricot strawberry. There's more. This is tropical. Yellow flavor, whatever that means. A watermelon Red Bull. People love energy drinks here. And because it's European, they just they pump it out like it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch coming up with new products. Someone just spilled Coke all over the floor. I don't know if my American viewers are ready for this. How do I explain this? When you're a child in Europe and it's your birthday, we have this thing called champagne for children. This is for kids. There's multiple brands of this. This is not like a one-off thing. This one's called Kiddie Ball. We have pretend champagne that doesn't have alcohol in it. See, I liked my birthdays in here way too much. Now that's making sense. I had way too much fun. I wonder why my birthdays got so boring when I moved to America. Children actually have pretend champagne here for their birthdays. And this tastes like apple, but kind of tastes like champagne. It's almost like they add like artificial champagne flavoring, but there's no alcohol in it. If it's your birthday and you have all your friends from school and you don't have one of these, you're not cool. It's like offensive almost. How do you call it, a rite of passage? That's what it is. Man, I really want to bring one of these. I need to bring one of these to America and sell it on eBay. I'm gonna save one for Salem's birthday. They start kids pretty young in this country when it comes to champagne and wine. I don't know how this makes any sense because Monster is made in America. This probably is made in like... How many Ohio jokes have I made in this video so far? But there's actual flavors that I've never seen in America. So this is a pineapple Monster. So I'm taking that one. And I'm also taking a watermelon one. I think I've seen this one in 7-Eleven, but it's really hard to get. We have a lot of flavors sometimes, but you have to go to different supermarkets. It's like the watermelon one, 7-Eleven. You want the passion fruit one, you have to go to Publix. I can't keep up. Just put them in one place. Here, it's all in one place. There's no exclusives. It's all in the same supermarket. If you have money, you can buy it. Do I have money? So this is everything I got so far. It's giving. This is like a bag full of European culture. And by culture, I mean sugar, salt, fat, and prosciutto flavored stuff. Just how I thought this would go. Something that is really popular here, more popular than soda for sure. Like this is actually what people drink other than water and wine, which mostly it's wine here. It's fruit juices, and as you can see, this whole aisle all the way to the end is fruit juices. So they make fruit out of anything here. Pineapple, mango, apple, orange. I'm just listing fruits now. Then we got some American delicacies as well, sprinkled in for a little bit of spice. Look, Capri Sun. I want to compare the ingredients from this Capri Sun made in Germany to the one made in Ohio. Ohio's like, can you stop? We were okay with the joke 10 videos ago. Give me another Ohio. Thing is, I know nothing about Ohio. This is really popular in Europe, but specifically in England. In England, we call this squash. Squash is concentrated juice that you mix with water. So it makes it a lot easier so you don't have to carry a lot of stuff. When I lived in London, I would just buy squash. I didn't want to carry groceries because everyone just walks in London all the way to my flat. So what I would do is I would buy squash and then mix in water, tap water, because tap water is drinkable anywhere in Europe. Joe Biden. So it's so much easier. So instead of carrying 10 bottles of juice, this will last you a whole month, sometimes longer than that, maybe 2 months. So if you're looking at the prices of everything, if it seems like this is expensive, $4.99, keep in mind this will make how many glasses? An insane amount. Also, I will have to be honest and confess that when I was little, I used to drink this as concentrate, and that was candy. I used to do shots of squash. You know what? I will do it again. The only other thing other than olive oil that exists in Walmart sizes is wine. Any kind of wine exists in any kind of size. From this amount to this amount. Exhibit A. I've done this exact same movement in America with a container of cheese balls. Slightly different. This whole thing is €6. What is that? Oh, you better not be an alcoholic here. You would last a week. And it's all gone. This is the most I've ever seen a product being bought in here. There's not much left. That one was €5. I was about to show you the frozen section of an European supermarket, but I saw something so terrifying that I don't even know if I can show you. I don't want to look at it. It's here. I can't look at this. You don't understand. Whatever you're imagining, it's worse than that. It's a pig. And the butt. And a tail. You can buy a whole pig for €7. I'm officially vegan. Vegan era entering now. That was a traumatic experience that I'm gonna try to erase from my brain so I could carry on with this video. The frozen section of European supermarkets is a lot milder than the one in America. So we don't have those novelty items. There's a lot of pizza and frozen pizzas and things like that. But most of it is actually really boring stuff. Like stuff that is unbranded. You buy fish from the ocean and you just freeze it and then take it home. What do you call this? What is the name of this? Some kind of seafood? Scallops and fish sticks, and it's just unbranded. There's no additives to it. It's not made in collaboration with the new Frozen movie, fish sticks. It does exist sometimes, but it's in general, it's mostly stuff like this. Just shrimp, frozen fish for you to bring home so that it lasts longer. Then we have the pizza section. That one's slightly different. That one is more Americanized. When it comes to frozen pizza, this is Dr. Oetker is the biggest brand in Europe as well, which I think they also make pizza or baking. Wait, does Dr. Oetker make pizza in Europe and frosting in America? So this is the most popular, but the pizza here is really thin. I actually tried to find a thick, like a Chicago style pizza. This is the thickest pizza that you can buy in here. Everything else is just this thin. It's very like Italian style pizza, which is very thin and not a whole lot of toppings. You can see the amount of toppings. It's even less on the inside. I could not mention this. European people are obsessed with this. It's called the piccolini. This takes over Europe. Every country you go to, people are obsessed with these miniature pizzas. They're not microwavable because there's no microwavable frozen meals here. Everything is put in the oven. You have to go the extra mile here. People don't believe in microwavable pizzas here. And you know what? They're kinda right. I've never had a good microwave pizza. So if you ever come here, try these. These are incredible. You eat them almost in one bite, and it's the best bite you'll ever eat all day. You guys are not ready for the ice cream section. You guys are not ready because I'm not ready myself. A Kinder Bueno cone. A Kinder Bueno white chocolate cone. If this was in melt, I would bring this. A Milka ice cream cone. Are you kidding me? This is like my favorite things. In a cone. Everything on a cone. Welcome to Europe, but put everything in a cone. So Cornetto is actually the most popular brand, and Cornetto Mini specifically is like something that my parents buy a lot because it's like tiny. People like tiny ice creams here, so they buy like 8 miniature. There's 8 ice cream cones in here, and this is like dessert on a weekday. They also make Cornetto tips. I invented this, and now it's in Europe. It's in America as well. We have Ferrero Rocher in ice cream. Hey, Chupa Chups ice cream. This is the Americanification of the frozen section of an European supermarket. There's also a Raphaelo one. Raphaelo ice cream. I am overwhelmed. Europe is giving when I'm not here. Europe is giving without me. They're doing better than ever. This is when you check your toxic ex's Instagram and they're doing better than you. The ice cream section is probably the one that's blowing my mind the most out of anything. They make donuts ice cream. They transformed a donut into cookies and then they said that's not enough. We gotta transform the donut into an ice cream now. How does that even work? I need to get this, but it's gonna melt. They also have your classic American delicacies, but then they make things with technologies that we do not possess yet, like a Toblerone ice cream. This sounds so good. People like things in bites here. Everything very small, especially sweet stuff, more than savory stuff. They want just a little something with your coffee, with your espresso. This would be the perfect espresso. It literally probably says on here that this is supposed to be drank with your cappuccino. You know this physically pains me to leave this behind. We do have like the Ben & Jerry's and the American brands for ice creams, but apparently there's like a lot of novelty local brands as well, which I wasn't expecting. Walmart seems so simple out of a sudden. My sister lives off these, so you can also get like a frozen pre-made, kind of like very European like pastries, petit gâteau, profiteroles, and this stuff is not very expensive, and this just lasts. People just put this in the microwave. So we do have microwaves in Europe. We do have frozen stuff, just more maybe traditional European stuff, less Little Debbie's zebra cake ice cream. We got our own versions. Yogurt is huge in Europe. People just eat a lot of yogurts here. So this whole aisle, both sides, it's all yogurt. So on this side you have solid yogurt, on that side you have what we call liquid yogurt, which is a mixture of like milk, yogurt-based drinks. And they're really delicious and really refreshing, and usually you kind of have that in the morning. Do we have liquid yogurt? I mean, we do have liquid yogurt in America, but not the variety that there is here because it's such a big thing. All of this is like liquid yogurts. Different fruits, watermelon, melon, strawberry, passion fruit, chocolate. Some of these are straight up candy. This is catered to kids. This is where the frozen version of a product exists. It's always branded with the most recent Disney movie. I'll show you. You know, it wouldn't be a supermarket aisle if Milka wasn't there in some kind of form. Milk is kind of like the Holy Spirit. It's always there with you. They make mini cheesecakes. It's like, all this stuff is new. I've never seen this before. Keeping the video as real as we can. This is what I mean when I say novelty yogurts. It's straight up candy. They sell this as if this is healthy for your kids, just because it's yogurt. But it's literally a Milky Bar chocolate and chocolate cereal in your yogurt. Then there's also a whole section next to the yogurts, which is for puddings. Chocolate pudding, caramel pudding. You got all options here. This is all pudding. There's more there. Tiramisu flavored pudding. The more traditional, like egg pudding, this is a flan pudding, to like a chocolatey kind of coffee flavor. There's all kinds of flavors. People don't know that the pudding section exists. This is very much like a local thing, so come check out the pudding section. Some of these you flip them and then they come out. It kind of looks like you made something, but you didn't. It cost 99 cents at the supermarket. This part of the supermarket, this is actually the entrance. We went the other way around because I wanted to show you the grocery items, and this is the fresh stuff. So this is the things that people actually come and buy every single day. So we've got meats, cheeses, bread, fresh produce like vegetables and fruit that is constantly being freshened up with water steam, honestly, that has to be a waste of water at some point. It will not stop. Then there's the meat section as well. These meats, the pre-packed ones, people don't buy these very often. These are just so that they last longer in the fridge. People usually go and actually get like freshly sliced cheeses, freshly sliced meat. Everything is more towards the fresh that people prefer. The one thing I will say, all these meats I'm going to show you, they're so much cheaper than in America. In America, if you get like a prosciutto thing, it can be like $7. Here, it will be like €1. You can buy prosciutto for like €1. I guess it's made here. That makes sense. So all these meats, even though they might seem like really fancy, this would be so expensive. $10 at Walmart. This is €3. And this is like the most expensive ones. For example, this one is actually like a reserve. I don't know what that means. It's like a fancy prosciutto, quite a good amount. This is €1. If you get it freshly sliced, you also have the option. They don't last as long. So personally, when I'm here, I just go and buy this one. Just keeping it real. It tastes good. There's no additives or anything weird because we're in Europe. It also has a health score of D. Maybe forget about everything I said. A lot of meats, a lot of sausages, a lot of things like this. This is just really popular in Europe. Any European country has their speciality, chorizo, sausage. I'm not crazy about them. I love chorizo and prosciutto. That's it. All the other ones, the cheese section. There's so many variety of cheeses here. Don't be scared if when you buy a cheese, it says something crazy, like this one, for example. Don't be freaked out if here says 1847. That is not the price of cheese here. That is the price per kilogram. In reality, the price is $2.59. This is really important. When you're buying stuff here, you have to look at the actual individual prices. So this stuff is usually sliced here in store in the morning. They cut the cheeses into quarters, so it's very fresh. And it also lasts very long. Not like the Walmart stuff that just goes expired in a second. I just saw another whole pig there. There's an insane amount of cheeses. There's goat cheese, cow cheese, and sometimes they say remix, and there's all three. Sometimes there's cheeses of animals that I don't even know what they are. They're probably extinct in America. Is it a deep fried cheese? I don't know. We might never find out. There's that many varieties. Honestly though, is it deep fried? Me going to KFC in Portugal. Can I get that deep fried brie? Can I get the Coronel Sanders special brie? This is like something that I would like. This is I don't know what it is, but it's like a milk cheese. I love these. They're really tough on the outside. This one is not as tough. And then on the inside, it's the consistency of melted cheese. It's so good. So this is the fresh produce section. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to film too much in here, so I definitely gotta watch out. There's really not much to say. I mean, the fruit, there's maybe not as much variety as at Walmart, which I know it sounds crazy because you'd think there's more variety here, but everything does feel fresher. At Walmart, sometimes I buy fruit. When I get home, it's expired. And I'm like, how did that work out? How is this possible? Here, stuff lasts a lot longer. It's not unusual for you to find miniature versions of everything you find in America. Stuff is just smaller here. We also have bigger watermelons there, but they're still not as big as an American watermelon. It's probably got something to do with Joe Biden. You know what? I'm gonna put it on Joe Biden again. No, it's something to do with the additives or something. Some of it is illegal in here. Look at this melon. So tiny. I could steal this in my pocket. It's so tiny. They still cut it into halves. How much do you think this is? €1. That's not too bad. Everything just smells so fresh. Like, do you guys want to smell it? I don't think you can, but it just smells fresher. There is one thing, which is sometimes here, if it's not the season of a specific fruit, you cannot buy it, while in America, they'll find a way. It's November and we're eating strawberries. Here, it's November, you cannot eat strawberries. Maybe sometimes, but as in general, there's a name for this. Whatever is on season, whatever it is on trend. Not me talking about agriculture trends. Whatever it is. That made perfect sense. I speak like an American now. Personally, I like to eat strawberries all year round, so I don't have time for this Europe. You guys gotta put the pesticides in the damn watermelon. So behind me, we've got the fish section. So it goes fish and then meat. And this is like the fresh stuff. So for example, right now, I don't think you're allowed to buy anything because it's no longer the time when this is fresh. There's nobody working there. Nobody's buying anything. I think this kind of stuff, they treat it as a market, like a farmer's market, except it's inside the supermarket. You just come every day and you buy your fresh fish for the day, and then tomorrow you come again, and then the day after. It's very much like that. Like every day you're doing groceries here. It's kind of exhausting. But I do the same in America with Walmart, with less quality fish. So who's really laughing in the end? I think they're laughing in European. There's a float, a pull float by the fish. We gotta serve in a nautical way. We gotta serve it in a fishy way. We gotta serve in salmon. Do you know the name of any other fish? Wait, let me think of Animal Crossing. This is the most European thing I've ever done possibly in my entire life. I got tired of grocery shopping, so I decided to come to the grocery shopping cafe. There's a cafe inside the supermarket. My groceries are still here. This is my shopping cart. I haven't even paid for it. I'm having my Americano. I'm not even joking. People do this. This is a thing that people do. Like, you're shopping and then it's getting too much. You're overwhelmed, which we were. You stop and you come and grab something to eat. So I'm really living the European experience. People are just chilling here. They're just like, yeah, let's go sit down. It's not unusual for people to go to the supermarket just to have coffee and then leave. Like, people will come in here, get their espresso in the morning, and then leave. Which I think is incredible. There's a cafe everywhere. We should live like this in America. Why are we so stressed all the time? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Why is it cold? Was this frozen? This one's chicken. That's so good. There's something about grocery shopping when you have a cafe inside here that makes it so much more relaxing. I should have done it sooner. So the cafe is right next to the fresh produce area. So in the beginning of the supermarket, it doesn't even look like a supermarket. Here in Europe, the supermarket feels like a farmer's market until you go to the aisles, which is what I've shown you before. It's all giving. The whole thing's giving. Now on to bread. This is the bread section, which is practically a bakery. There's a bakery inside the supermarket and everything is like fresh. There's all these varieties. There's even pre-packaged stuff. You don't have to wait. You can just grab it and go. Everything has been made like today, which I think is pretty incredible. So this is why the sliced breads I was telling you, it's not as popular because this exists and it's cheaper as well. There's cakes, croissants, like pastries. There's just so much stuff. And look at the size of this bread. You can get a tiny little one, you can get a large one, all kinds of sizes. And there's all kinds of pastry. No, because they do be living in 2035 here when it comes to bread. Not me sitting in the back seat with this amount of groceries. I feel like people my age are probably getting baby strollers for their back seat. I need a baby stroller for my European groceries. There are so many things here that I want to save them for America, so I'm not going to open 95% of this. Let's give it a taste of one sweet thing and one savory thing. I couldn't finish filming without showing you the Kinder Egg. Like, this has been the star of this video. It's also going to melt at any second. Where's that Kinder Egg of ours? So here we've got the Kinder Egg before it melts. I haven't eaten one of these honestly since I was a kid. I don't even like them that much. I actually prefer the summer one. I would happily exchange this for Flaming Hot. So this is what it looks like, our Kinder Egg. It looks a lot bigger on camera than it is in real life. This is €1.25, which I find criminal offensive expensive. Let's see what we got on the inside. I can't believe this is illegal in America. What is it? It's because of the thing on the inside, I think. The chocolate is actually quite thick, so it's white chocolate on the inside and then milk chocolate on the outside. I'm not crazy about it. It's just Kinder chocolate, but I actually prefer when it's thicker, like those bars, but it is nice. This is why everyone buys it, and this is why it's illegal in America as well. It comes with one of these inside. I think America thinks it's dangerous because people can choke on it. People can shoot each other, but I'm not Joe Biden, so... Okay. Inside, you get a little toy, and it's the Little Mermaid. Oh, this is the old Little Mermaid. It's actually not a mermaid at all. Usually comes with instructions and stickers. It's kind of frustrating to put it together, but it's also fun. It's exactly how it should be. It should be entertaining, but also kind of annoying. So this is what you got on the inside. Sometimes there's like themes to the Kinder Eggs with different toys, but it's all about the toy. The chocolate is nice. This is what you want when you're a kid. These are Flaming Hot Cheetos in Europe. You guys are about to die with what it looks like. Play sad trumpet. This is a Flaming Hot Cheeto in Europe. It's not even red. And it tastes like ketchup and cheese. And it's way more fluffy. It's like a puff. It's not dense. It doesn't give me enough of a crunch. It gives me the melt though. I still like it. I wouldn't try the pineapple monster. So the rest of the stuff, I'm probably gonna make a video out of it. I got a sugar-free Fanta. I don't think I filmed that. This is a pineapple monster. Never seen this before in America, but it's all in Spanish and Portuguese. Bottoms up, and the devil laughs. That is so good. What are these Flaming Hot Cheetos spiced with? Flour? Baking powder? It's going to be interesting to see what happens in America. It's funny because even though I was born here, to me, this one feels like more exotic than Walmart. I guess I integrated into America a little bit too much. That's my normal. This seems like not normal. See you guys on the other side. That would have been cute if it worked.
Welcome to Walmart. This is the comparison to all the European stuff that I've shown you and Walmart. They will pickle anything.